Hey guys, welcome back. This is Project Life week 6. This was one of those kind of just like quintessentially summer weeks, and so I decided that I would dig into my much neglected sunny days stash and just use some of that for this week because it really did just feel like summer, and so does this collection to me. So that's what I grabbed. I don't have everything in the collection, and I certainly have used a bunch of it. I've replaced the 6x8 pad. This is my second one. I do love this collection so much, so I did grab it while I saw it. So I have all of the patterns to work with. However, I don't kind of want to overwhelm my photos this week with like too much pattern. So I have grabbed out a bunch of 4x6 and 3x4 just plain white cardstock cards from my stash as well. And I'm going to use those to kind of tone down those patterns a little bit. So you can see me here, I'm just using bits of actually scrap papers that I found in that 6x8 pad. I had already used a few of them. So I did use one of those strips down the bottom there, and I'm just going to back that with that white card again, just toning it down a little bit. I did trim out the 4x6 stripe for my title card up the top there because I've got a bit of a plan. I've got a bit of a plan for my title card, and it needs to involve a stripe. So when I am trimming down the pattern for my top 4x6 card, I used the kind of stripes in the title card to measure how tall I wanted that strip at the top. So it's got that really nice crisp horizontal line all the way across the top, and I'm going to change my mind down the bottom on that bottom 4x6 to kind of echo that a little bit more. Now, the only kind of downside to this week was another COVID-19 announcement here in New Zealand, and so I did grab a screenshot of that, and I want a pattern, but it's a fairly graphic kind of screenshot, that one with the yellow and white, so I wanted a pattern that wasn't going to like overwhelm that and make it too busy. This is kind of a like stretched out polka dot pattern, and I think that works really nicely. So I've got all of my basics down. It feels really summery and light to me, but not super overwhelmed with pattern. So this is me sort of re-trimming this pattern down the bottom here. What I did was use the strip at the top to remove the same amount down the bottom. So they're kind of like reverse cards. So one has the majority of pattern and one has the majority of white, and they sort of just help to kind of tone it down, like I said. The other thing that I am going to do, though, is just run those through my sewing machine and stitch down each edge. I love the texture it adds, but I also just want to make sure that they remain as one sort of card without that adhesive ever peeling off or the strip falling down a little bit. So one of the other things that I've got in here, and again this was like another repeat purchase, was just the plain cardstock sticker sheet. This is, like I said, the second one of these that I've had, and so I'm going to use a few stickers for embellishment this week. One of the ones I really wanted to use were these pretty florals and the stickers that say you plus me, because these were our special Valentine's Day donuts. So I'm going to add you and me. I also wanted to add the florals just because they're pretty, to be honest, for no other reason. And so I'm just kind of arranging those that I can fit everything in there, the little title and both of the florals, which I've hung just over the edge of the cards down the bottom and on the side there. So I'm trimming that off. It just helps it look like one kind of cohesive card rather than stickers stuck onto cardstock. Now, like I said, stickers are going to play a major part here. There's this one that says this is my happy place, which was totally perfect for this deskscape. I wanted to play around with maybe adding pattern paper behind it because it did get a tiny bit lost on the background, but in the end I decided that that was actually a better look for this really simplified layout than adding more pattern onto an already quite busy photo as well as the sticker. So in the end I went plain, and I'm going to go the opposite with this photo. I've got this little sentiment strip and it kind of does get lost on here, so I'm adding that on top of another one of the label stickers. Now the label sticker had kind of a sentiment on it, but that just didn't make sense for my photo or for my spread, so I decided to cover that up with the other sentiment strip, and just having that lighter color behind it helps it pop off the photo a little bit. Now, another thing that I have from this collection are these Puffy sticker sentiments. So I'm going to use these for this photo of our ice cream down here. There's some letter stickers in here that spell out the word sweet. I'm going to use them down in the blank space at the bottom of the card. The problem I had with these letter stickers is they're not particularly sticky stickers, so it's a little bit of a pain. I'm going to run these over top of both the card and my photo. You can see me, they don't even stick to the acetate sheet here. I just wanted to see how much of the photo it was going to overlap, and it was just enough that it would stand out on top of the kind of darker corner of the photo there. You can see here I have a real job trying to get them lined up and stuck on because they do not stick. They stuck really well to the photo, so the photo one was fine. The rest I'm just kind of eyeballing back on. And I did consider until right then, that moment, just leaving them and hoping that they would stick to the cardstock, but I know that that's not going to happen now. So instead, I'm going to stick each one of those down with a little bit of smart glue from scrapbook.com. Not a whole lot, just enough to get it to stick. I love this glue. It does dry pretty quickly, so I don't have to worry about kind of messing up these letters while this layout's sitting out on my desk. It's one of my main concerns with using liquid glue on Project Life. I tend to wear it quite quickly, and I don't want things to accidentally get knocked if I'm being a little bit rough with them. That smart glue, it works perfectly in that kind of application there. Look on the sunny side is an ironic little sticker for a photo of me and Lil absolutely drenched by a rainstorm as we went for our walk. I'm going to add a little puffy heart on there just because I needed a little bit of color on that black and white photo. It's not a great photo. It is very blurry, but it was too funny to leave off for the week. Now I'm adding my little announcement screenshot there, and just to kind of tie in a few of the other colors, I'm going to add a little strip of blue, like a fake washi strip. All I did was trim out a little piece from that pattern paper. Didn't even measure it, just used my scissors, freehanded it, and I love that pop of color it adds on there. I'm adding that same pop of color down the bottom with my other sticker, adding two little puffy heart stickers, one in that blue as well. And I know that that does make it a little bit busier, but I just feel like it kind of ties it together a bit more. Now I added a sticker onto my plain white 3x4 card here, and then ran that through my typewriter. I probably could have added the typing beforehand, but I wanted to know where that sticker was going. And again, just to make sure that sticker stays stuck, I added a little bit of stitching to the top. Now I've got these alpha stickers from the same collection, but you'll see here I have an issue, no E's. I've already used all the E's, so I have another plan, and my usual plan is to kind of chop up letters and add the little foot for the E. This time I'm going the opposite way. I'm going to use some F's, and I'm purposefully going to hide the tails of the E's. So this is why I needed this pattern paper for my title card. I need this stripe at the bottom. It's going to look like it's overlaid on top of the alphas, and your eyes still visually fill in the gaps that are missing there. It's an amazing trick of the human brain, but just hiding that little bit at the bottom means that I don't need to worry about E's, and it still reads week 6 when I'm finished. Now obviously I can't just do that with the E's, so I have to do that with all of the letters. The easiest way I found to do it was to place the alphas down. I'm using it's an actually pretty blunt knife, to be honest, but it's just scratching a little line into the alphas there where the line of the blue paper goes, so that I can then kind of lift it off, stick my scissors underneath there and trim it down. It works totally fine. This was the only one I had an issue with because I trimmed it, the little tail came off the S, and I could not see it anywhere. In the end, I just grabbed another little piece that had sort of popped off onto my desk, added it in place. It's not the perfect piece, but it still, again, visually reads as an S. So this is a super easy little trick. If, like me, you tend to run out of E's quickly, F's are just about always available on my alpha sheets, and it worked really well. I've got a little bit of a gap at the end here, but I did notice as I was using all of these stickers this week that there are some fun ice cream stickers, and given how many of the photos this week are full of ice cream, I thought it was totally appropriate for my summery week. So I'm going to stick them up on the right hand side there. I did add a little label underneath for my date stamping, but I'm going to do that off camera because I needed to pull out my Stays On ink. And that is my super summary week of project life all done, and I've got to say I totally love how it turned out. The colors in this collection, they still have my heart, despite the fact that we're heading into autumn and this is one of the last summery weeks. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there are a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye guys!